Good day, everybody. As been said, I'm from Belgium, but I used to live in South Africa, and I moved to Geneva, on the French border, a couple of years ago. And Pascal, who invited me here, said, you can come and talk for 7 minutes. And I said, wow, 7 minutes. Normally I do 250 slides to explain what I do. But he said, you can get more minutes if you find worms in his grass here. So there's 5 minutes extra, and another 5 minutes extra. This is actually chocolate, okay? And I understood that talking at the Creativity World Forum, you need to talk about apple. So there's apple inside. There's chocolate and apple inside. As I live in France, as the French say, un petit dessin vaut mieux qu'un long discours. Okay, so I'm going to draw. And someone once said, you should be working at Walt Disney. Now you understand why I don't, because I can't draw. 15 years ago, I thought, wouldn't it be great to have a system that is learning from creative processes? Okay, so let's call this Addict Lab. Is that okay? Addicted to creativity, etc., etc. Now, the problem is creativity is everywhere. It's in fashion. It's in design. It's in food. It's in all possible human activities. Okay, so there's healthcare, there's architecture, there's technology, there's, especially in Belgium, banking. Okay, you can be very creative in banking. Now the question is, how do we learn from activities in these different fields without becoming too much of a fashion lab or a design lab or an art lab? So we want to learn from them. Okay, and we do this, so you're working in somewhere here, and we do this by attracting you here because we give you platforms. Because in Addict Lab's mission statement, I wanted to discover creative talent and accelerate it. You can accelerate creative talent by publishing books, for instance. I brought some of them. So we print books. Put it here. If I don't have enough money, I print small books. Okay. So, because I believe in leaving traces. Okay, that means that these people here come here and are printed in books. So books is the first platform. The second one is the website. You can upload your ideas, you can register, and you can be part of the community. We're talking about 15 years ago, so this was pre-Facebook, pre-whatever. And I've been making all possible mistakes that you can make in doing this website. The third one is what I call 3D. Anything that has to do with not just design or objects, but objects or creating tangible proof of creative processes. Okay, so that is 3D. There's the books, there's a website. In South Africa, I did a TV thing. I was watched by 13 million people or so. And the more qualitative these platforms are, the more people will actually be attracted to what we do. Okay, so what happens is, this guy from Soweto comes in and says, I'm doing this. And I'm doing this. Okay? These are radios. Because in Soweto, people want to listen to the radio, want to listen to the football, and they don't have any money to buy a Philips. So he picks up pieces and makes radios. They're working radios. For me, this is Panamarenko. It's even better. They're working radios. Okay. Then this guy says, yeah, I think you can help us because we are car designers. And they don't have any CAD/CAM or 3D, but there's wireframes in this car. These are car designers. So the question is, what do you do with the fact that these people are coming in? So this is Soweto. There's one from Belgium I wanted to show you. This is a speed trap camera. Okay, there's a camera inside. So hopefully after, when someone from a a city is here and says, I want to buy this, then you'd be framing for or breaking for every pigeon you see. So this comes in. And in the beginning, it was pure chaos. It sometimes still is. And the way to structure this is, can we not have dedicated labs? So today we have a urban green lab. We have a chocolate lab. We just opened up here a tourist lab, meaning that it is a proactive way to get in ideas. People are sending in ideas, we do brainstorming sessions, etc., etc. So this comes in. Now you might wonder, where does the money come from? After 5 minutes and 45 minutes, people will always say, where does the money come from? So this part is very proactive. Meaning that as a consultancy, I used to have an agency, you are very reactive. You get in a briefing, you start thinking. Now in this case, we have an urban green active, we have a kids lab active, we have a tourist lab active, we have an Arab lab active, meaning that it is proactive research. Sometimes we got sponsors, and the previous speakers from IMEC, for instance, they sponsored our nanotechnology research. Okay. If I speak to Danone in South Africa saying, we have a nanotechnology lab, they run away scared. If I tell them we have a kids lab, then they say, oh, maybe we can learn from each other. So there's money coming in here to sponsor those labs. And I used to draw a little cloud here saying, this is where the companies are. This is where the organizations are that need to be innovated. And that's the plan, saying, okay, on the one hand side, we got all these people coming in. On the other side, we got companies, organizations, governments needing innovation. And we developed a number of platforms and packages to invite these people here to come and think. And to make sure that you understand this system, we are not anonymous crowdsourcing as a system. We know all these people. I know Solomon, who's doing the radios. I know the Cassie guys. So the whole structure is to work with augmented consumers, and not just anybody throwing out something on a website and hoping that someone comes out of it. Okay? My 7 minutes are up. We had a little movie, and if that we can show that, then I'll finish talking. Okay?
Possibilities of a lifetime with you in every frame. A chance to make my wildest dreams come true. Something about the way you look in the early morning light. How can you be so far from me when I feel you by my side? Is this too good to be real? I've never been so blessed. If I'm dreaming, please don't bother me. Let me be. May your dreams come true. If you have the time to think of a few, may a strategy of a simple task fit the pieces of the puzzle and make it last. Little Miss Perfect, she's out there. So perfect, Little Miss Perfect. Perfect, she's perfect. So perfect, Little Miss Perfect. Perfect, just like you. So perfect, Little Miss Perfect. She's perfect. It's perfect. So perfect, Little Miss Perfect. So perfect, Little Miss Perfect. Perfect, perfect, no. So perfect, Little Miss Perfect. Perfect, I don't want to be so perfect. Something about your smile causes my world to spin, sends me into orbit.
Thank you.